RBP concept, security concept, instead of technical, theoretical part is very, very important. Why? Because if you understand theoretically, then and only you can perform in the technical. Sometimes even we can't understand the technical. In the process of technical configuration, we can understand easily the concept. But RBP not like that. You must and should know the concept theoretically first. Got my point? You must and should understand theoretically.
Yes.
And the problem in the demo system, here the problem in the demo system is you cannot test properly the RBP concept. You cannot test it properly because n number of roles in demo system and it might be conflict with other roles and it cannot respect your role. That's the problem. That's why theoretical part is very, very important in RBP. Very, very important theoretically. What is RBP? The first question is, what is RBP? Of course, the abbreviation is role based permissions. The abbreviation is role based permissions. Now, what's permissions? Simply say security. Simply say security. Authorizations. Authorizations. Two types of security. One is two types of security. One is data security. Second one is configuration security. This security depends on the rules. That's why it is called role-based permissions. Security in the sense permissions. Now, for example, two types of security here: data security, configuration security. That's again depends on the rules. What are the general roles in the organization? For example, within the organization, we have HR admins, we have HR managers, we have HR executives. Yes or no? We have direct reporting managers. For each and every employee, we have the managers, right? Reporting managers, right? Managers. And the fifth one, employee self. That means if employee login, employee on others, which means if employee search for other employees. And 7, custom roles. All above are standard roles. Some custom roles also. We have some custom roles also, like a department wise or division wise or business unit wise custom roles. Let's say, for example, custom roles in the sense, let's say department head role, DH, department head. These are standard roles: HR admin, HR manager, HR executives, managers, employees self-service, employees on others. These are standard roles. Custom roles like a department head, business unit head, all these people are custom roles. In HR admin login, for example, you are a HR admin. Balaji, he is a HR admin. If you log in into SuccessFactors, being you are a HR admin, you can access all employee data. Yes or no? All employee data.
Yes, sir.
Access all employee data in the sense, again, you can create, that means hiring the employee like that. You can create, you can edit, you can delete. At the same time, you can configure the system also. This is data security. The employee data you can create, you can edit, you can delete. And the configurations also, like a location creation, business unit creation, like that. As a HR manager, if you are a HR manager, in your login, if you are a HR manager, in your login, you can access all employee data. You can access all employee data. Yes or no? And as a
Yes.
manager, you can edit employee data. You can delete. You can create. But when coming to configuration, it's not possible. Configuration security. Configuration, it's not possible because you are a HR manager only. Just you can utilize the system. That's it. But you cannot configure the system. HR admin has little bit configuration access, but for HR manager, no access. Okay. Now, coming to HR executives. Again, access all employee data. And they can edit, they can create, but no delete option. Because those people are executives only, right? Employees, direct reporting managers. They can only view their reportees or subordinates data. No configuration access. For employee self also same. If I'm logging as an employee, I can edit my personal information only. My personal information. No other any information. And no configuration access. If I'm search for other employee, I can see other employees' first name and last name only. First name and last name only. First name and last name only. No other details of other employees I can't see as an employee. Is it possible to see other employees' salary data? No, right? And custom roles. Let's say, for example, you are a department head. Within your department, as a department head, your department all employees data that you only view, you cannot edit any because you are not HR and no configuration access. In SAP HCM, to do all these things, we have a separate person, separate module that is called security. Got my point? Security. But here in SuccessFactors, we don't have any separate security consultants. EC functional consultants directly handle this. Got my point? EC functional consultants directly handle this one. So here, how to set up this security? How to set up this security? Mainly two things. First, you need to identify the groups. Identify the groups. What is the grant group? What is the target group? That you need to identify. Let's say, for example, HR admin. This is the role. HR admin. This is the. In this role, who is grant group and who is target group? Simply to understand. Who is grant group and who is target group? Here, grant group. In grant group, we have HR admin. You need to maintain HR admin. Target group, it's a all employees. Try to understand as a HR admin. As a HR admin, you have the access of all employees. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the target group. You are a grant. You are a grant person. That means you are a HR admin. You can access all employees. So for each and every role, you need to discuss with your client and you need to identify who are the grant group people and who are the target group people. So in this role, you assign the permissions or you need to start the permissions. If you enable these permissions in this role, and if you tag these two groups into this role, then automatically this HR admin has those permissions about this target group people. Got my point? Try to understand, because the theoretical part is very, very important here. In this role, for HR admin role, I assigned some permissions, enable some permissions, like the permissions are like employee data, editable employee data, create employee data, delete, and configuration access also. Create one custom MDF object and create the foundation structure data, MDF structure data, and business rules, because I have those permissions. So if you assign these two groups, grant group and target group, to this permission role, automatically the grant person can get these permissions about all these employees. Okay. So for each and every role, same. For example, you tell me, for a HR manager, who is grant? For example, employee self. Who is grant?
To the employee himself.
Employee. The grant is employee. Who is
Employee.
target? Himself. The target is himself, which means employee self.
So that he can perform actions on himself. I mean, his own
Yes.
data.
He can view his personal data. He can edit his personal data. That's it only in his login. Let's say, for example, employee on others. See, employee on others. Who is grant here? Employee. And who is target? All employees. Because employee can search for
Other
any
employees.
employee in the system, right? But not able to access any. Only just they can view the other employees' first name and last name only.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Any other questions?
No, sir.
You need to understand this one theoretically first. Now, how to set up this? So, to create any permission group, manage permission groups. Next, to create any permission role, manage permission roles. Got my point? So let us perform one. For example, operations department. The requirement is like this. In our organization, we have operations department. In this operations department, we have operations executive and one operations manager. For this operations manager, we want to give the access of all operation department employees. That means, as an operation head, operations manager, the operations manager can access all operations department employees' data. Only view, can't edit. Only he can edit employees department. That's it. And no configuration access. How to do this? Okay. To do this, first you need to identify who is the grant group.
Operations manager.
Operations manager. And who is target group?
Operation employees.
All operations department employees, right?
Yes.
And what is this role? Operations manager or operations department role. In this, what are the permissions that you required? Only view, for all the details. Edit only department data. Got my point? But no configuration access. These are the permissions. Is it clear, Balaji, the requirement?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Now let us create. Now let us create in the system. So permission groups. First, we need to create permission groups, right? So for operations department, let us create the permissions group first. Create new operations department. Reliance, right? Okay. User. I'm adding user. Operations manager. Let us take some operations manager here. Update one employee. This is grant group. Grant group. Now target group you need to create. In target group, operations department, all employees, right?
Yes, sir.
So to take up that, choose job information, job classification, operations department, all people will come, or else the department operations. For example, Reliance operations department. Let us take some operations department employees. Ten employees are there. See, now I have created grant group. In grant group, I mentioned the operations department manager. In target group, all employees in operations department. Now, let us create the permission role. Manage permission roles. Create new role. So my role is operations department related. And look at here. The RBP, it's always. The RBP, it's always for all the modules, not only for Employee Central. That's why we call it as platform feature. Here, two types of permissions as discussed. Data related, configuration related. Data permissions we call as user permissions. Configuration permissions we called as administrator permissions. So here, if you look at here, Employee Central permissions are, look at here, employee views, the main headings, the main portlet headings. You need to enable that, only view access. Employee Central effective dated entities. See here, personal information, employees' personal information. As a HR manager, that means as a operations manager, I can see my subordinates' personal information, only view. I cannot edit. That's a HR role has this access. I cannot edit, I cannot correct, I cannot delete. Only view access. Address information, yes. Dependent information, yes. Only view. Job information, I can view, and only department field I can edit. I am enabling that permission as well. Okay.
Yes.
And the compensation information, no. Sometimes the managers can see their subordinates compensation information as well. And job relationships, only view. And one more permission here, employee data. The employee profile, that means the minimal data of the employee. Employee profile and user information. Balaji, once you log into the system, check all these permissions. It's too simple. Just you need to enable or disable. That's it. See employment info, your employment details related. Only view access that we are giving. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And one more important permission here is general user permission. User login. If you have this permission, then and only employee can log in. Okay. And a live profile access. If you have this permission, then and only you can search for the other employees' permissions. And one more user permissions, very important here is Yeah, these are the employee central related permissions, Balaji. Okay. Now coming to, let's say, for example, if this is the role for a HR admin, then employee central related, the permissions are see employee central imports. See all these 7 mandatory templates we discussed. Import
Yes.
permission. See, import employee data, basic user import, the permissions, the configuration permissions, and manage foundation objects. See, import foundation data, import export corporate data model, manage organization pay and job structure. If you have these permissions, then and only you can access these configuration nodes. Okay.
Okay, so if any client wants to perform those, I need to give permission for the
Exactly.
employee
Yes.
here.
Yes. See, all these are for your foundation objects. If you want to create the data, see here, you require these permissions. If you are the admin, look,
So
manage document generation. Yes, go
whatever
ahead.
whatever we have done in all these classes, that access
Ah,
is given here, sir. Okay,
because
okay.
of these permissions we have.
Okay, sir.
And manage workflows. See, the workflow groups, we have created the workflow groups. And manage hires. See, add new employee. Look at here, add new employee, manage pending hires.
So if any time client says that I'm not able to do a specific action, or if they face any
Yeah,
errors, first we need to
yes,
come and check here.
exactly. If they don't have the access on this, you need to provide the access. Look, manage position. To access position org chart, if you want to copy the position, and look, a company structure overview, access company structure overview. All these are your admin permissions. And one more, see, manage user. This is one of the important thing. See, employee export. I showed you in our last class, employee export. These are some permissions. Metadata framework. See, manage data. The permission, manage data. Configure object definition. Configure business rules. See, because of these permissions, you are able to access. Because you are the admin. See, manage configuration UI. Manage sequence. And MDF foundation objects. See, you want to create the business unit, look at here, view current, view history, you can create, you can correct, you can delete, you can import, cost center. That's up to you. Just to play with the system, that's it. Correct, delete, import. I'm talking about only employee central permission, Balaji.
Yes.
And these are the mostly the employee central permissions. That's it. That's it. So once you enable these, you need to next save it. This permission setup you need to tag to the grant and target groups, right? Then and only the grant group person can got this access to their employees. So if you choose S, now I am assigning the groups. See here, basic information, grant access to. This permissions enabled to whom? We have created already the group.
Yes, sir. Target groups.
Grant group. I think Reliance, right? We have given Reliance.
Reliance.
Look at here, this one.
Yes.
And the next, target group. Who is the target group? All employees in Reliance, right?
Yes, sir.
Operations department. See, target. Target, operations department, all employees. The entire game is here, Balaji. Let's say, for example, if it is direct reporting manager, see here, managers. Automatically, your target population will come grant users direct reports. That means all subordinates. If it is HR manager, look at here, HR managers. Automatically, all direct reporting managers to that HRs. All direct reportees to that HR. If it is employee self, if you choose employee, your grant is employee, then your target is what? Employee self. Look at here. Granted user self. If it is employee and others, here employee as well as here also employee. That means everyone. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
And choose next, choose next, choose next, and save it. Then permission setup will be completed. Then this grant or this user, this HR manager, sorry, this operations department manager will got this access and he can edit, he can view the employees data. If he has admin access also, configuration access, he can. Once it's completed, you need to choose this one. See, select this one and you need to activate the role. Got my point? Now the status is active. Now this role status is active. Now this was a live in the system. Now if you log in as grant manager, operations manager, you can access your operations department employees data. That means only you can view, because in the permissions we have given only view access. See here. Got my point? This is the way set up the permissions for any of the role, the same procedure for any of the role. Same procedure you need to follow. Got my point? So theoretical part is very, very important, Balaji, here. Got my point? So
Yes.
in the interview point of view, very minimal questions they will ask about the RBP. Main focus that you need to identify which are the grant groups, which are the target groups for each group wise. What are the permissions setup that we required, that you need to discuss with your client. That's your job.
So what permissions required is purely client's job, no, sir. I mean, they just
That's
provide the
purely
information.
client's job, because client supposed to give the permissions list to you.
Yes.
Based on that, you need to enable the permissions. That we are not the decision makers. Your client supposed to give all those permissions role wise. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Any other questions, Balaji?
No, sir. I mean, can we edit these role permissions and delete them later?
Yeah, why not? Let me show you. Just a second. Let me show you. Look at here. Edit. There is an option called edit. If you want to disable the permissions, you can disable the permissions also. Let's say, for example, if you want to revoke the access, for example, previous employment, you can remove it. And if you want to delete entire role, come to manage permission roles. See here, there is an option called delete. Got my point?
Yes.
Hello? Delete.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you want to copy the same role to other positions, you can copy it. Let me delete. Just delete it. Nothing. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
so please practice this one, Balaji, but testing not possible in the demo systems. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So the
Maybe in interviews, will they ask how to? I mean, if they ask any question regarding testing, no such things, right?
first of all, no one asks about RBP much more in the interviews. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because it's a TL level activity, because it's a sensitive configuration, right? That's why.